What happens after the last breath? Does the self dissolve into emptiness, or does it cross portals beyond human comprehension? Welcome, soul traveler, to the mystery of mysteries. Today we dive into one of the most profound and enigmatic texts of Tibetan Buddhism, the Bardo Thodol, known in the West as the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Imagine a guidebook that follows your consciousness through death itself. That's the role of the Bardo Thodol. This isn't just a manual about dying, it's a spiritual map, a guide for the soul after physical death. Together we'll cross this portal, unravel its teachings, and perhaps come to understand what it truly means to exist. The Bardo Thodol was composed by Padmasambhava, a legendary, almost mythical figure in Tibetan Buddhism. Born in India, he brought Buddhism to Tibet in the 8th century. To Tibetans, he is Guru Rinpoche, precious master. But Padmasambhava was far more than a monk. He was a Mahasiddha, a yogi of extraordinary spiritual realization, a master of mystical practices and esoteric wisdom. The Bardo Thodol arose from his desire to guide not just the living, but the dying, offering them a path to liberation even after their final breath. Padmasambhava was invited to Tibet by King Trisong Detsen to unify the nation spiritually through Buddhism. But Tibet was a land of ancient shamanic practices rooted in the Bon religion. There was resistance. Padmasambhava met this resistance not with force, but with tantric rituals and deep compassion. He harmonized Bon deities with Buddhist teachings, a union that laid the spiritual foundation of Tibet. He founded Semi, Tibet's first monastery, and began teaching about the nature of the mind, reality, and the cycle of samsara. In Tibetan Buddhism, death isn't the end. It's a transitional space, an opening for awakening. Padmasambhava realized, in death, free from the body's distractions, the mind is more receptive to truth. But most people are lost, in fear, in illusion. So he created a guide for the dying and for the living. The Bardo Thodol describes 3 states the soul passes through: the Chikai Bardo, the moment of death; the Chonyid Bardo, the Bardo of visions; the Sidpa Bardo, rebirth. In the Chikai Bardo, the body dissolves. The soul meets the clear light, a radiant, boundless, pure awareness. This light is the true nature of mind, unconditioned, eternal, free. If the soul recognizes it, it attains instant liberation, nirvana. But for the unprepared, this light is terrifying. Too intense, too unfamiliar. They recoil and enter the next Bardo, the Chonyid Bardo, the Bardo of visions. As Jung once said, gods and demons are projections of the unconscious until we recognize them as parts of ourselves. In this state, the soul encounters powerful visions, peaceful deities, wrathful deities. These are not real beings, but reflections of our karma, desires, and fears. Peaceful visions offer serenity, but if unrecognized, they give way to wrathful forms, representations of anger, guilt, and attachments. Without a body, the mind experiences itself, raw, amplified, unfiltered. The goal? See through the illusion, recognize it's all mind, all empty. Fear and attachment are barriers. They bind the soul to samsara. But if we remember shunyata, emptiness, we can watch these visions arise and let them go. Now comes the final threshold, the Sidpa Bardo, rebirth. Karma pulls the soul toward rebirth, like gravity drawn by what's unresolved. Fear, desire, longing, these create the vortex that leads to a new body. The soul sees visions of couples, symbolizing creation. It feels pulled, compelled to choose a womb. But with awareness, the soul can resist. One final chance for liberation. Otherwise, it's swept into another cycle, another life, another forgetting. The Bardo Thodol teaches, the preparation begins now. in life, meditation, self-inquiry, letting go of the illusion of self. Life and death aren't opposites, they're a continuum, each moment a portal. The Bardo Thodol is not just a book, it's a mirror, a guide, a reminder of who we truly are beyond form. As Ram Dass once said, "When you die, there is only one question that matters. How much did you love?" So ask yourself, are you ready for the final journey? Are you ready to let go of everything you believe you are?